Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and focus your mind to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So bring attention to your body, please. Now scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say Supatveva, or may I be well and happy. Just observe your own body, your own posture 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, we're going to relax our body step by step. And following my words mentally, relax your body, please. Relax your head. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your eyes. Relax your ears. Relax your nose. Relax your upper lip. Relax your lower lip. Relax your chin. Relax your whole face muscles. Relax your teeth. Relax your tongue. Relax your mouth. Relax your throat. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers, fingertips. Relax your back muscles and relax your spine. Relax your chest and relax your abdominal muscles. Relax your lungs. Relax your heart. Relax your liver. Relax your kidneys. Relax your gallbladder. Relax your pancreas. Relax your small intestine. Relax your large intestine. Relax all abdominal organs. Relax your bottom. Relax your thigh. Relax your knee. Relax your calf muscles. Relax your foot and relax your toes. Relax your whole body muscles, tendons, ligaments, bone marrows, and whole skeleton. Release the tension in your mind and keep relax your face muscles. So bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Deeply and gently breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. So allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens, just recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalations as exhalations. Do nothing extra. So bring your fully attention to the sensation of the inhalations and exhalations. Just be with it. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. Just be with the sensation of your own inhalation and exhalation. Knowingly, this is inhalation, this is exhalation. Do nothing extra. Bring a little bit more attention and follow the entire continuation of the inhalations and exhalations. Knowingly, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end of the inhalations or exhalations. Some inhalation exhalations may become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. So each and every inhalation or exhalation is very unique, and just recognize it. See how calming down your body inhalations happens, calming down your body exhalations happens. Calming down your mind inhalations happens, calming down your mind exhalations happens. Calming down your inhalation itself, inhalations happens. Calming down your mind, calming down your inhalation and exhalation, exhalation happens. All your inhalation, exhalation, mind and your body work together. Let everything to settle down as it is. So drop all the methods, patterns, any teachings, any knowledge you carry. Just simply observe the change happening moment by moment and see how any sensation arise, exist and disappear itself. What you recognize and the recognizer, what you observe and the observer, whatever the object and the subject, all change moment by moment. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion. From the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, more than any other time, all over the world, people think about their health. And when it comes to our human life, that having physical health is very necessary. And at the same time, you have to remember, naturally, you are healthy. So, if you expand your health life a little bit more and go deeper, the physical health, only the physical health not going to work. Why this? Because of this, all the physical body depend on mind. So then you have to think about the condition of your mind also, not just the physical part. So when it comes to the mind, mind also naturally itself healthy. In its pure level, the mind it itself doesn't have the greed, hatred, or the delusion. But the thing is, we live with the greed, hatred, and the delusion. We school in greed, hatred, and the delusion. We accumulate perception come through the greed, hatred, and the delusion. Because of that, our mind get polluted from the greed, hatred, and the delusion. Otherwise, the pure level of your mind itself is very clear. So that's why when you practice meditation, once you detach from the perception and just be with the moment of sensation, and it will help you to purify your mind. Otherwise, always mind is like a magnet through your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. You always pulling things towards you and grasping things, clinging things, and maybe you'll go behind things. And because of that, your mind get polluted. So out of your busy mind, remember, out of your busy mind, desired mind, the mind gets sick. That sickness itself we call the greed, hatred, or the delusion. So then it is very simple. When you look for happiness and the satisfaction and the healthy life, if you are able to to get out of your greed, hatred, and the delusion itself, the mind become healthy. And once the mind become healthy, out of that mind, the whatever the physical happens, that also naturally going to become healthy. Of course, the disease going to happen always. It is a part of the nature, but that more than this outside disease, the most dangerous disease happening inside us, related to the greed, hatred, and the delusion. And most of the disease even come out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion and go around the world. So then if you look your healthy life and start with your own mind and start to look into it, see yourself, what is the condition of the mind, what is the behavior of the mind with the greed, hatred, and the delusion. And if you're able to recognize it, and little by little, once you start to reduce that effort itself called profitable skill. The effort that you're having to purify yourself and get out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion. But it is very important to recognize it within yourself. If you don't see it within yourself, then you're not going to work for that. When it comes to seeing, that you may see a lot of things outside world, but if you don't look into yourself, you may not going to recognize it within you. So then the very first level, work with yourself and see. When you look into you and looking around the world and with others, once you start to look into yourself, you will see, are you greedy? Are you have the anger, grudge, hatred, and are you having the ignorance? You will see it. To recognize that itself yourself, you no need anyone. But to look into yourself, to say it, maybe you need somebody. That is what we do. So that's why we say, look into yourself. And when you look into yourself, you will see. Any greedy person in the world, if the person start to little bit looking to that, am I having greediness in me? That person going to say it. There is no way you're not going to miss that. If you see yourself, are you an angry person? You are the one who know that. You know it. And the ignorance. So if you look into yourself, you can see. And sometimes people themselves, they say, I'm so greedy and I cannot get out of this. And I have the anger, grudge. I cannot get out of this. And sometimes people, even in day-to-day life, when they're having conversation, they say, I'm an idiot because I have done this, I have done that. So you know yourself. Why you don't work for that? The reason is this. In this human mechanism, the outcome out of this human mechanism, when it caught up with the desire, the part of that mechanism, it not allow to see it itself. That is what called ego. So in the human mechanism, there is a part when this start to function, work in process. Once it's caught up with the desires, it not allow to see itself. And rather than seeing it itself, analyzing itself, it brings the concept of ego, the idea of me. So if you drop the idea of me, you're going to see the mechanism happening yourself. But if you caught up into the idea of self or the me, then you're not going to see what is happening underneath the me. So that's why when it comes to meditation, we drop that all the ideas, we drop all the identities, we drop all the self-centered mind and experience. We just simply settle down with the moment of sensation, or we get into any primary mental object. So with that object and the self-centered mind, there's no connection. And once you're able to settle down that way, it allows you to recognize the mechanism of this human body. So once you're able to recognize this mechanism of the human body, and itself you will see the greed, hatred, anger, jealousy, ignorance happening with this. So that is the process that you have to develop. But without seeing, mostly what we do, we just follow some ideas that we collected from outside world. And we heard something, we read something, and we saw something, and maybe somebody told us, then we go with that. But what the Buddha said, look into you. It's nothing wrong that you hear somebody, but if you don't look into you, what's the point you keep hearing, going with the outside world? So there was a Zen master, and he was the master for shooting arrows. And he had a student say, every week they go for a higher mountain area. And then there was a very huge old oak tree. So like 1,000 feet away from that tree, this master used to shoot arrows. And the students go with him and help him. And one day, master told, let's go to the higher mountain. The student knew there's nothing special, because what he going to do, he go there, he going to shoot arrows, that's it, no any lessons. But what to do? He asked me to go with him, how to go? No choice. So he was kind of like lazy student, but he went with the master. And then the master went to the oak tree and put a little tiny flower on a branch. And then came like 1,000 feet away from that tree, and then suddenly took a little piece of cloth and told the student to cover his eyes, the master's eye, tied his eye. So then the students cover the eyes and tied that little piece of cloth. And the master took the arrow and then shoot. with his bow. And then a student that told to student, go and see. Is it hit the target or what happened to the arrow? So a student ran and then went to the oak tree and look, the flower was there. And then he looked there, what happened to the arrow? Even it may be missed the target, the flower maybe hit the tree, but no, it didn't hit the flower, didn't hit the branch, didn't hit the tree. And now student was kind of like disappointed, because now he need to come back and tell the message. It didn't work. And he was so afraid to tell that his teacher was failed. But somehow, then he ran to the tree, but now he came slow, little by little, towards the master. And then master asked, how about my target? What happened to the arrow? Is it hit the flower? So now he cannot say anything. He cannot tell the lies. And he need to tell the truth. And at the same time, he had the fear to tell it is missed the target. Because he always used to hit that. But he took time and then told, I'm sorry to let you know, I don't know what happened, but you missed the target. And even I cannot find what happened to the arrow. It disappeared. It's missing somewhere. I cannot find where it hit. So then the master told, remember, if you cannot see, you cannot hit the target. So that day, student got the lesson. So if when it comes to the vipassana, the same. In our ordinary life, the same. If you cannot see, you cannot achieve, you cannot get there. So when it comes to tranquility state, when it comes to vipassana state, that's why you have to see the sensation. If you cannot see the sensation, how that understanding going to take beyond that sensation? But sometimes when we close our eyes, we caught up with our own ideas rather than look into the sensation. Every day, I tell you, look into the sensation. But sometimes, sister, when you close your eyes, you have your own method to do things. So remember yourself. And with the greed, hatred, and the delusion also the same. If you don't look into yourself, if you don't see the greed, how you can work for that? If you cannot see the anger, how you can work for that? If you cannot see the ignorance, how you can see, how you can work for that? So then to see what you need to do, look. That looking doesn't mean you, from your eyes, you look like this. From your mind. That is the ability as human we carry. From your mind, you start to look into yourself and see how the greed, hatred, anger, jealousy, ignorance make you sick. Work for that. That is the best vaccination for your entire samsaric journey, this disease happening again and again, again and again. If you get that vaccination, and then You're going to have a good spiritual immune system. And no any greed, hatred, and the delusion can make you sick. Otherwise, we don't know what will happen, where it's going to take us. So sometimes when we come to that level, that the best way to develop this profitable skill, what the Buddha said, and through this meditation practice, you come to the tranquility state, and the best level is vipassana level of practice. Contemplating the body, contemplating the sensation, contemplating the phenomena, and contemplating the mind, or the dharmata, the nature, natural process. When you contemplate that all four foundations for the purification, your mind slowly going to get out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion. There are 3 steps. One is called Kosalata. So the Kosalata means developing a skill to recognize separately what is profitable, what is unprofitable. So when it comes to that, to recognize within yourself what is the greed and what is the generosity or renunciation. You recognize very clearly, deeply inside you. That is a skill that you develop. And recognizing the anger or the hatred, and recognizing the non-violence inside you, loving kindness or the compassion inside you, and the recognizing the ignorance inside you, and recognizing the wisdom inside, the separately recognizing. So that is a skill. In the beginning, you have to develop. Once you recognize that, there is a nature arise in you naturally to work for all the profitable things. Generosity, loving kindness, non-violence, the compassion, turn towards the wisdom. Because that is the very nature in you. That's why when you practice meditation, when you become purified, when you get out of the anger, when you get out of the jealousy, when you get out of the greed, and when you get out of the ignorance, you become healthy. That healthiness is physically you become healthy, mentally you become healthy, socially you become healthy, spiritually you become healthy. All these 4 parts you cover. And so the Kosalata, in the beginning you recognize. With this developing your mind, and you become skillful to recognize separately. And that recognition will take you to not to perform any greed, hatred, or the delusion with your bodily, verbally, mentally action. So then you again and again, you use the effort. And when you use that effort, what will happen? All the greed, hatred, and the delusion little by little reduce inside you. And all other, the generosity, loving kindness, compassion, and non-violence, and the wisdom going to become stronger, strengthened inside you. So as a result of that, your bodily, verbally, mentally actions become more healthy. So that healthy means not just in the physical level. And that healthiness will fund and facilitate your spiritual journey also. And not only you, for all other people, become more comfortable around you. That is the real healthiness. Otherwise, the physically maybe you become healthy, but how How many physically healthy people disturb to other people? And physically so strong people and destroy sometimes other world. And terrorist groups, they are physically so healthy than ordinary people. They are sometimes look very rough life they have, but still sometimes they get the gun and they go and shooting other people, and they are maybe capable to survive with little food, but still look at people, and most of the young people, and where you will find very rare, you will see very sick old people with these terrorist groups. No, all the young healthy people. See, becoming physically healthy doesn't mean it's going to help for the society. No. But when you reduce the greed, hatred, and the delusion, and that way when you become physically healthy, and at the same time your bodily, verbally, and mentally action going to not disturb others. And at the same time, it deeply going to work for the suffering of the people. Because the suffering doesn't mean this physical suffering. Because of we don't see the greed, hatred, and the delusion inside us, mentally, most of people suffering. So then you work for that. That is the very necessary thing. That is the good action. That is the good bodily action, verbal action, and mental action, because you help for other people to get out of their greed, hatred, and the delusion. That means get out of their suffering. You need so much energy for that. Maybe your husband, your wife, your children, your parents, look at how about them when they become greedy. If you know they are angry, if you know they have the hate, anger, jealousy, and if you know if they are ignorance, how hard for you, not only you, how hard for your whole family when one person become ignorance and take unnecessary decision for him or her. The whole other family going to go through a hard time. So work for that, and helping for others to get out of their greed, hatred, and the delusion is the best way that you share your health with others. Otherwise, just becoming healthy, this physical health doesn't mean anything. Why? Because within few years, this all going to go. We're all going to get all the mobility going to slow down, all the strength going to disappear. These eyes anymore cannot see, you cannot hear. We cannot perform like this. This all going to go. But when you use the strength, energy to get out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion, and at the same time help for others to get out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion. And that is the best healthy life. And it's called Arogyata. And the Niravajyata, then you come to the right point. All your bodily, verbally, mentally action going to be right. So that right mean it start to take you towards the Vipassana knowledge. In a very conventional way, what is right means that it is more, if it is go with the conventional world, we call it right. If you agree, if the majority agree, we come to point to understand it as right, but it is very relative. It depends. But when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, the right mean it will take you to the end of this samsaric journey. That's mean it take towards the vipassana knowledge to recognize deeply the ultimate truth happening deeper underneath this very existence. Not somewhere else, in this very moment, underneath you, in this very moment, what is happening? The change, impermanent, unsatisfactory nature. So once you see that, that's going to become the best, the wisdom you gain. And then that seeing, that recognition, not allow you to hold or the clinging or grasp anything, whatever you experience. And that again going to help for you to become healthy. See that it's again start to take you to the right path. So that way you will have the healthy, profitable, right lifestyle. That is very necessary for you. So to get into that, first you have to see it within yourself. That is what called self-realization. Once you have that, and out of that realization, the whatever the bodily, verbally, mentally action come to you, it's going to make you healthy, and the all other people around you going to get the benefit. So in this very lifetime, it is very possible for you. So this outside conventional health is very important for us, but at the same time, remember, when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, the health is totally different way we have to understand. So I hope this will help for you from today to have a healthy life for your sansaric journey until you attain to your liberation, for your transformation, to your ultimate bliss of Nibbana. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavattantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata ca ammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vaham hotu. Sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.